So this video is about forgiveness and the importance of forgiving. You don't forgive anybody for them. I mean, you can, but you forgive people for you, because you are the only one that's holding on to the guilt. If you don't forgive someone, you're holding on to how they made you feel, that guilt. Because if you let go of guilt, it's forgiveness, which means that you feel light, you feel free. Your life will look different, completely different, because whatever you are holding on to is reflected for you externally for you to experience. You see, whatever you are doing to yourself internally is what is going to be happening externally for you. This is why it's so important to feel your feelings, and the fact that you cannot run away from yourself. You cannot. And you cannot bury feelings that you don't want to feel, because they are there to be felt. And if you don't allow yourself to feel them, you're just going to live them, which means feel them even more than if you were to sit with yourself and release those feelings. Because like I've just mentioned, whatever you're doing to yourself internally, you are experiencing that externally, and that is what is creating your reality, because it's your thoughts with your feelings. And if you are not forgiving people, if you are holding on to what someone or people have done to you, and you're holding on to that feeling, that means you are then going to create those traumatic experiences in your life for you to play out those feelings, because you're the one holding on to it, you're the one feeling it, you're not allowing yourself to forgive. And this also means as well that whenever you do anything, you won't allow yourself to forgive either, because you're holding on to guilt, which means all your experiences are going to end up leaving you feeling guilty, because that is what you are feeling predominantly. See, if you don't forgive someone, and say something happened to you during childhood, and you're now 30, 40 years older than when that happened, and you've still not forgiven them, that means your body, the vibration that you are operating at, is at such low vibrational frequency, which is shame, guilt. You're going to feel terrible, so out of alignment, and it's because you're not forgiving. So your life is going to feel so out of alignment until you forgive. And again, it's not about forgiving for them. You don't ever have to see them ever again. But it's about forgiving for you, so you don't have to keep creating experiences to leave you feeling guilty because you are not forgiving. See, it is a hologram reflected from the mind. So whatever you are doing internally, whatever you are holding on to, is always going to be created for you to experience. It's the way that life is. That is why you don't really do anything for anyone. Like, you're not forgiving for them. You're not, seeing from a different perspective and letting go for them, because you may never see them again. You're doing it for you. Otherwise, all these people are taking up your headspace. And when you think of them, you're feeling those feelings. You're creating your life with the way that you feel internally. So you're giving your power away to all these people, and therefore they are dictating, not them personally, but with your mind, you are dictating them to live your life. Because you, in that energy of what they have done to you, and you not forgiving and letting go, you are creating those experiences, those feelings. Every time you have a thought about them, that's not so far out of alignment, that's not so far out of the vibrational frequency that you are operating at, because you are addicted to those feelings. You're not letting go, you're not forgiving, and therefore to think about them and have that feeling is such an easy thing for you to do, because you are operating in the lowest vibrational frequencies. So forgiveness for you, not for them. Whatever you do internally is reflected externally for you to experience. Always remember that. And if you're thinking about how people have wronged you, you're literally making yourself smaller than you are, because you're giving all these people all of your energy when you could be putting all of that and pouring all of that onto you and your life and using that energy to create something beautiful, rather than sit thinking about all the wrongs people have done you in your life, which is not going to make a difference to them. It's just going to leave you more miserable. So you have to go through the darkness to find the light. In other words, you have to allow yourself to feel the feelings that come fully, to release them, and then they won't come out in places that don't actually belong, because you have released that feeling. It no longer lives within you. You have forgiven.